How's it going, guys? It is Galik here from theadvententries.com, bringing you guys another part of Shadows Before Dawn today after yet another long break. Who's really surprised? Honestly, I'm not surprised at this point. I'm sure you're not surprised at this point. But regardless, we are still continuing. We're going to do tool number 12 today, which is Loving Your Body. If you missed the previous part, it was a pretty short one. It was tool number 11, the love letter, pretty good part. So this one should be interesting, I guess. Looks like if you have self-image issues, or you struggle with your body and your overall image, I'm assuming that's what it's going to be about. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But let's jump into this. I'm not even gonna worry about putting my glasses on today. Honestly, I feel okay without the massive now. So we'll just see how this goes. So tool number 12, Loving Your Body. First section, moving beyond body image. You are currently living in a society that is composed of people who don't know how to love themselves. The result is that our society still operates under the misconception that in order to be wanted and loved, we must strive for perfection. The first step we must take to move beyond the unrealistic standards we set for our bodies is to question them. We must think critically about the images we see every day instead of passively accepting them. The images we associate with the standard of desirability for both men and women have been airbrushed, retouched, and lightened. The alteration process would not need to occur if perfection truly did exist. Ask yourself, what does physical perfection mean to me? Should women, men, boys, and girls alter their appearance to fit the current beauty ideals? How far is too far? Is it healthy that we live in a world with so many different body types, but where only one or two are considered attractive? What is the perfect body anyway? Is my idea of a perfect body my own idea, or has it been formed by what other people say the perfect body is? No matter how close your body is to the current ideal of physical perfection, chances are high that there is something you would change if you could. Even models and celebrities who are considered to have bodies that are close to perfection, as bodies can get, have parts that they dislike. And the most prevalent source of suffering in current society is one's weight. For any given individual, fat may be an actual health problem that comes from a negative mental state, or it could potentially not be a health problem at all. Next section, living with the enemy and loving it. When you hate your body even in a small way, it's like living with the enemy. You can't escape your body, so hating it, even one aspect of your physical self, guarantees that you will find something to be unhappy about every day. This is guaranteed suffering. Even if you succumb to plastic surgery, you cannot completely escape your body. Your body hears everything you think. The moral of the story is this: if you want to live a completely happy life, you've got to find a way to start loving your body exactly as it is. Here are some suggestions for how to go about doing that. Number 1, start to pay attention to and identify where you're picking up negative messages about your body. Do the magazines in the grocery store aisles make you feel better or worse about yourself? Did you pick up some of your self-hate from your mother or father? Did either of them make you feel as if your body was not okay unless it looked the way that they thought it should look? It might not automatically make you feel better about yourself when you do wake up and consciously smell the roses. Smell the roses about how you got to the point where you hate your body, but at least you will come out of the spell of blaming yourself for the way you feel about yourself. Feel free to disown any and all of the ideas that aren't actually your own original ideas about your body. This is the foundation for developing a positive body image. Number 2, focus on what you do like about your body. Whether you're focusing on what you want or focusing on what you don't want, whatever you are focusing on, you are creating, and thus you will see more of whatever is on your mind the most. If you're constantly focusing on your flaws, you will create and see more flaws. This is the downward spiral of negative body image. If you focus on one flaw, you will notice more flaws, and as you focus on those flaws, you'll see even more flaws. Pretty soon, your entire concept about your body is nothing but flawed. you begin to feel badly about yourself, and your self-worth goes down the toilet. What I'm proposing is a deliberate shift in focus. Start by looking at yourself in the mirror, or look at a picture of yourself, and instead of looking for what you don't like about your body, look for what you do like about your body. Do you like your hair color? Do you like the shape of your shoulders? Do you like even the tone of your skin? Do you like your bone structure? Do you like the color of your skin? Force yourself to go on a mental scavenger hunt for what you do like about yourself. Let's get a page. Now we're good. Number 3, work with what you have instead of being upset about what you don't have. Show yourself love by finding some clothes that you feel confident in, that you love wearing, and that work for the body you have right now. Even if you have to buy something bigger or smaller size than you want to buy, there is nothing that self-hate likes more than the guarantee that you are going to feel bad later because you bought something today that does not fit you well and thus makes you more aware of your flaws. Number 4, change only what you can change lovingly and only for the right reasons. Consider in depth what your true motivation is for wanting to change your body. Is it a healthy or an unhealthy motivation? Do you want to change something that you can actually change? Can you make this change in a way that is kind to yourself? Or is it the only way to make this change to be unkind to yourself? You also can't make a change for anyone but yourself. Do you really want this change for yourself? Or have other people led you to the belief that you have to change something about yourself in order to be desired and be loved? There is no such thing as right or wrong when it comes to body alteration. It's an individual decision. What message you are sending yourself when you're making changes to your body because you believe what message are you sending yourself when you're making changes to your body because you believe it isn't good enough exactly as it is? The message you're sending yourself is, I don't love you. 5. Create a gratitude list about your body and what it lets you do. Gratitude is the vibration of pure appreciation. It's the exact opposite of hate. We live inside of our own skin every day, and so we take our body for granted. Pretend you are a space alien who is trying out your body for the first time. What would you marvel at? Do you appreciate the ability to express your emotions physically, such as when dancing? Do you appreciate the ability to touch the one you love and express your love physically? Do you love the way that eyes can be like doorways to the soul? Try to compile a whole list of things about your body, that cause you to feel appreciation for it. When you feel as if you have run out of things to appreciate, look up facts about the human body on a computer. You are sure to find a bunch more things to appreciate that you probably never even realized before. Then express your gratitude toward your body, often at least once a day. Every evening, before you go to bed, mentally thank your body for everything it has allowed you to do throughout the day. 6. Find a method of exercise that you are excited to do and do it out of love. Forcing yourself to do something that you don't like to do is not self-loving. This is why it's so important to get your exercise by doing something that you love to do. Never do exercise to fight your body. You may hate running, but you may like to speed walk. You may hate contact sports, but you may love swimming. Contrary to popular belief, there's no such thing as an activity you should do to stay healthy and in shape. Interesting. Exercise can really lead to self-love. It prevents and combats disease. It helps regulate your sleep patterns. It improves your sex life. It increases your energy levels. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. When your heart and lungs work more efficiently, you have more energy to go about your day. If you don't know what kind of exercise you'd like to do, just start trying things out. Use this time to experiment. If you try something you don't like, you never have to do it again. But if you find something you like, you've just added to your health and happiness. Pay attention to how you feel. Your body is wired to avoid pain. If something you are doing is causing you enough pain that you are developing an aversion to it, continuing with that activity can be considered self-abuse. So really take time to try new things and find the activities you like doing so much that you don't have to extrinsically motivate yourself to do them. 7. Allow yourself to sleep. Sleep provides an opportunity for the body to repair, rebalance, and rejuvenate yourself. Sleep also helps you retain and process new things you've learned. This is the understanding that gave rise to the saying, "Let me sleep on it." Interesting. Part of loving yourself is creating health, giving your body the quality sleep it needs, and let it reset itself. Trust yourself to know how much sleep you need every night, and trust yourself to know what your own circadian rhythm is. Your body will tell you when it needs to sleep, and if it feels better to you to have a sleeping schedule, then let yourself create one. The worst thing you can do is to ignore your body's clues. 8. Eat a self-loving diet. I could write an entire book on this one subject alone. When you put in your mouth, what you put in your mouth eventually is converted into the body that you experience your life through. So if you are what you eat, it's easy to see how it would be so very important to be deliberate about what you choose to eat. Eat foods that support life and that are full of vital energy. Foods that are dead, genetically modified, preserved, and full of pesticides do not support life. They destroy it. This may surprise you, but there is no such thing as a perfect diet that suits all people. While it's true that there is a long list of things whose energetic vibrations are incompatible with the energetic vibration of that of which is human, such as foods with pesticides, sucralose, MSG, refined flours, and processed sugars, still a body's perfect diet varies from person to person. The one universal truth is that thought is the trump card in this universe. If you believe strongly enough in your own health and hearty constitution, you would line up with that reality no matter what you ate. On the other hand, you'll remember that earlier we discussed how our universe is being managed by the law of attraction. This law dictates that only sorry, I missed my spots. That only maybe I do need my glasses after all. That only like vibrations can match up and share reality in the physical dimension. The reason this applies to diet is because you can only be attracted to foods that match your own vibration. This is why when you are sad, you might gravitate towards Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which is not the healthiest choice. When you are happy, the foods you gravitate towards are those foods that match and therefore reinforce happiness. It can be highly self-loving to take the action of physically altering your diet so it consists of things that you know are healthy for you. But the best way to choose foods that match a state of self-love and therefore health is to first get into a state of self-love and let yourself be naturally drawn toward the foods that are matched to self-love for you. Listen to your body and allow it to tell you how often it wants to eat and drink. The natural state of your body is health. You're not working against your body. It knows what it's doing and what it needs and how to tell you what it needs. This is also the best way to go about choosing a diet because you will notice that no one can reach a state of consensus about what foods are unanimously healthy and what foods are unanimously unhealthy for all people to eat. You can trust yourself intuitively know what foods are supportive to your health and happiness and what foods aren't. You can't eat things you believe will make you fat and be skinny. You can't eat foods you believe are unhealthy and be healthy. You intuitively know what foods are right for you, but be open to that changing because it will, especially the more you begin to love yourself and awaken spiritually. In fact, the more self-loving you become, the more sensitivities you will develop to certain foods. Suddenly, things you have eaten for years won't agree with your body because they are no longer a vibrational match to you. It's not a good idea to listen to spiritual teachers like myself and make that the basis on which you decide not to eat cheese or junk food or meat. Whether to eat certain things is a decision and a truth that you come to incrementally. The more you have opened up to the true experience of interconnectedness, and the more radically your own decisions and truth will change. Number 9, accept your body. Acceptance is the subject we're going to cover in a later chapter, but acceptance relative to your body is very important. Accepting your body is the opposite of resisting it. Resistance creates every single unwanted physical state within the body, all the way from painful menstrual cycles to cancer. It's easy to see. Then why it's easy to see then why acceptance is so vital. We live in a society that propagates non-acceptance. It has been going on for centuries and centuries. Shame and non-acceptance of our bodies is the opposite of loving our bodies. Defecating and urinating are part of being human. It's a process that enables us to stay in balance. It's a guaranteed part of life. For women, menstruation is a natural guaranteed part of life until we can accept these widely resisted aspects of our body along all other aspects of our body. We will still be living according to self-hate. New section, releasing resistance. Take some time to ask yourself what aspects of your body you are resistant to. Is it the shape of your nose? Is it those few extra pounds that you think shouldn't be there? Is it the size of your breasts or your penis? Is it using the bathroom? Maybe it's a whole list of things. You're not alone. Almost everyone has some kind of resistance to his or her body. Whatever it is, it's time to accept it. To accept something is to find approval for something so as to receive it openly instead of resisting it. You can do this by changing the way you think. One of the best ways to do this is to pick something you are resistant to about your body and write it on top of a page of paper. Then find as many facts and ideas as possible that make a case for approval of the thing you have written at the top of the paper. This exercise is not about trying to lie to yourself that you like something that you don't like. It's about releasing your resistance to your body and embracing it instead. Here's an example of this technique in action. For example, the subject we have picked is I have cellulite. I think it's pronounced cellulite, but cellulite on my thighs. Results of the exercise to release one's resistance to cellulite. Who decided that cellulite was unattractive in the first place? I think it's only because I've been taught that it is by society. When I look it up, I see that cellulite is caused by the herniation of oh boy, I don't know how to pronounce this. Subcutaneous, I don't know, fat within fibrous connective tissue. Cellulite doesn't mean that I'm too fat. Everyone has a layer of fat under their skin. Oh boy, this is a long freaking chapter. Jeez, I'm like looking at this. This is pretty long. Cellulite just means that my skin allows the layer of fat underneath it to show. About 80 to 90% of women have cellulite, and medical professionals consider it to be a normal condition of many post-pubescent women worldwide. Not a problem. Stress causes an increase in the level of all these medical terms. Catecholamides, which have been linked to the development of cellulite. So it's a good excuse to relax and try to eliminate stress from my life. Companies are the ones that keep selling me the idea that cellulite is bad, but they're doing it so I will spend money on their products. If they convince me that cellulite is ugly, I'll be 10 times more likely to buy their crappy product. I don't like that. They are taking advantage of people by decreasing their self-worth in order to get them to buy things. I don't want to buy into it anymore. Besides, cellulite is responsible for me taking time to question my own thoughts and learn how to love my body. I know my life will get better as a result, so in a roundabout way, cellulite is responsible for improving my life. Some men prefer the grainy texture of cellulite to the alternative. They say they don't feel as if they are with an actual woman unless she has it. Cellulite can't be considered a flaw if someone likes it, and some people really do like it. I've heard that there are people who find cellulite to be a turn-on. I don't want to play into society's expectation for a woman to be flawless. That kind of thinking does some real damage. So when I resist my own cellulite, I'm validating society's damaging ideals. Now that I think about it, cellulite is making me realize how much I care what other people think. That doesn't feel good to me. It's time to increase my own self-esteem and become sure of myself. My cellulite is responsible for this realization. Thank you, cellulite. You know what? I want someone who will love me for me anyway, not love someone that I have to diet or exercise to become. So in a way, my cellulite is a test that will allow me to weed out people who aren't worth being with from those who are worth being with. The more facts and new ways of looking at this that you can come up with, the better. It may take some time, but if we question our beliefs about what we are not accepting and try to find new ways of looking at it, our lives will get a lot better, and our bodies will be a lot healthier because of it. Feeling, seeing, and believing. New section. Another activity that is helpful in self-love visualization. Picture yourself in your mind's eye. With this image in your mind, identify the parts about yourself that you don't approve of. In other words, identify the parts about you, the parts of you that you feel are not lovable. These parts could be personality traits, feelings, thoughts, or more commonly parts of your body that you feel are unlovable aspects of you. Pick one of these parts to focus on. Now think of something that you love more than anything else. When that emotion is built up and intense, visualize permeating and surrounding that unlovable part that you choose with that feeling of intense love. You may want to visualize that love as a light that fully bathes the unlovable part of you in its essence to such a degree that part of yourself that you chose is transformed. When you feel as if the process is complete, mentally say to the part, "I love you so much and I fully approve of you." Repeat this process with each part that you feel is unlovable. This visualization will help you release resistance to yourself. Remember, any disapproval you hold toward an aspect of yourself is resistance, and resistance to yourself is the opposite of self-love. This process is powerful because believing is being. Your mind and your thoughts form a bridge between your spirit and your body. You find harmony with your spirit through your thoughts, and you use thoughts to create harmony in your body. Your entire body is originated as a thought. Your entire body originated as a thought. When you are thinking negative thoughts, it's the same as if you are rewriting the blueprint of your body. Doing this ensures that eventually disease must manifest. However, if there is no weakness present in the pre-manifested vibrations of thought, then there is nowhere for illness to occur. There is no way for a virus or bacteria to affect you, and your genetic predispositions towards a particular disease will be dormant. At first glance, you may be taken aback by this concept. After all, we are taught that the world exists outside of us and that we have no control over things outside of ourselves. You have probably grown up thinking that if a virus is seeking a host cell and finds one, you will get sick whether you want to or not. But if you are not practicing thoughts that made your body open to weakness, you cannot be the victim of a virus or bacteria of any kind. Viruses and bacteria are opportunistic. You would not experience a system-wide takeover by them if your body did not already have enough weakness present within it that the opportunity existed for the virus or bacteria to take over. It's easy to fall into the path of short-sightedness and say that an illness comes from a specific virus and that you know this because you can see it hacking into cells with a microscope. But this is the same as believing that the light that illuminates a room comes from a light bulb. The story of where the light itself actually comes from can be traced much further than that. It's a much longer story, just as the story of an illness is much longer than what is obvious and visible, and it goes back then to what you think of as the cause. When you trace illness back further than the thing you call the obvious case, you will find that negative thought is the root of all illness. Negative thoughts prevent the natural flow of the stream of energy which your internal consciousness is focusing through you at all times. In the absence of this energy flow, the body begins to deteriorate and becomes weak and vulnerable. You cannot think entirely positive thoughts and be a match to a negative physical condition within your body, because that would defy universal law. You cannot love yourself completely and experience an unwanted physical alignment. So, when it comes to your body, it's a two-way street. The loving things you do to your body and with your body reinforce self-love. In this way, those self-loving thoughts not only improve your body image, but those thoughts also manifest in your body as vibrant health. And that is the end of tool number 12. That was a very long one. And with the end of tool number 12, I can confidently say that we are most certainly past the halfway point for this book. Which is, I guess that's good considering how slow I've been doing this. Tool number 13 is really short. It's literally a couple pages, so what I'm probably going to do is tomorrow, once this is uploaded, I'm literally going to record tool number 13. Looking at 14, it's another short one, so hopefully I can get to these next two this week. That is the goal. July is here, and I'm really trying to reorganize myself and just, I don't want to say get back on a set schedule, but at least be somewhat consistent with everything that I'm currently working on and doing. And yeah, just grinding, honestly, because that's what we gotta do. And I've been slacking big time. So honestly, I've been slacking. Just a lot of things have been going on. So that's gonna be it for the reading for today. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Any comments, feel free to drop those below. I read everything, so anything you want to jot down or whatever, definitely feel free to do so. I'm not going to do much of a recap other than I feel like it's a pretty important tool for a lot of people. Struggling with body image, self-image in general is just a huge thing, especially as you get older. You gain more weight, your metabolism slows down. These are kind of things that happen. And some people are easily able to fix them, some people not so much. They still struggle with their self-image, and it's just turns into a sort of a cycle of self-hate, and it's just very hard to get out of. But yeah, I feel like that tool in general could probably help a lot of people. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next reading coming very, very soon. Take care.